This is question 5 of my evaluation. How did I attract or address my audience with my media? One way I attracted my audience with my thriller opening is through the use of soundtrack. On the next clip, I will show you a preview of my thriller opening. There, the soundtrack intensifies the mood of the thriller opening and makes it have a dark setting and make it look like a nightmare. So here's the preview. Another way I have attracted my audience with my thriller opening is through the use of costume or clothing. Costume or clothing is part of the mise-en-scène, which is basically important to my thriller opening because the way I should dress my characters is the way they should be or should have been described on my thriller planning. And the way that I have dressed them is through high street clothing, which is mentioned in question 4 because that's how my target audience are dressed. They use high street fashion because it is well known to 16 to 25-year-olds all over United Kingdom, and the price as well, so it's something that they can afford and we can afford as well. And one of the accessories I have used as well is a watch, which can be found on my thriller opening when Harry basically was looking at Mary, and it's a Fossil as well, so it's a well-known brand for anyone for accessories. Another thing that I have used is, if I got this on right, is a trilby hat. A trilby hat will basically not worn by 16-25-year-olds unless they're going to a formal event. But my film is a tribute to film noir, and those type of films haven't been done for quite some time now until The Artist was released in 2011. So I gotta have a trilby hat because it's one of the generic conventions of a film noir, and this is how men used to dress back then, so it's important to have them. So here are some pictures to illustrate my point earlier on of high street clothing of Mary and Jane. Another thing that I have thought that have attracted my audience with my thriller opening is the type of thriller that I have chosen to do for this project. At first, I thought that I should have done some psychological thriller film in which there's a stalker and they killed someone in a isolated place, but then I thought that storyline has been done quite a few times. An example of a film that inspired this idea anyway was The Strangers, which was released in 2008. And I thought that I wanted to do something fresh and something different that could be different from the mainstream and art house films that has been released for the past, let's say, 30 years. So I then had the idea of doing a tribute to film noir when our teacher showed us The Third Man in class, where I think that my thriller opening has been basically inspired by Harry Lime's introduction with the use of the close-up and the tilt shots. And another thing that has inspired us was the release of The Artist in 2011, It was a silent film and also a tribute to film noir, which I think would have fit perfectly because it was something that hasn't been done for a very long time. So there you have it. Those are the things that have inspired and attracted my audience. Inspired creating my thriller opening and attracted the audience to it. So thank you so much for listening and watching this.